Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm just so emotional. I'm just going to just drop the bar right there. I'm just real emotional. Okay. Today is the first day of being a civilian, and I'm just overwhelmed. Mm, mm, mm. I think I'm just going to do bits and pieces today because I just got so much to say. I'm just like thanking and thanking God. So I'm thinking about just all of the things that I'm so thankful for. And one of the things that I was spilling off as I was standing in the kitchen waiting for my water, for my lemon water, I was doing a little speech. And I really had to think about, excuse me, the letter that I was going to write for all of those who have supported me in my armed forces, all of those in my unit, and all of those at the NGB. So it's going to be a uniform letter because I want them all to hear what I have to say. So it's going to include everything, and I want to really think about the biggest impact that I've gotten out of the military. I really have to think about there's some points, some major points that when I think about the military, what are the first things that kind of think about me, and that is my reason for going in. And everybody, that's a big question we always asked when we got into the military, like, why'd you go in? Like, why would you do that? Like, why did you go in? And mind you, I was 27 years old when I joined into the Air Force. I think it was about a month before, and it was like 2 weeks into basic training is when my 28th birthday arrived, and that was the deadline for active duty Air Force enlistment. And I remember that was the first birthday ever that I didn't realize it was my birthday. And we were all training. I don't remember what we were doing. And I guess we were talking about at some point earlier whose birthday we had to spend our birthday in basic training. So we were all talking about it, and my birthday was coming up, and they remembered, and we were doing something. It was like, "Hey, Swingler, isn't your birthday today?" What's today's date? It's like the 21st of May. And I was like, yeah. Everybody said, yay, happy birthday, sing happy birthday and everything to me. And listen, while we were still working and pushing on, we moved it. And that was the first time I kind of like forgot it was my birthday. And that's the kind of way I want my life to be. I want to be so into my life that I don't have to remember when my birthday is because I'm just living life. It's just a big party all the time. And that's kind of how I celebrate my birthday anyway. I celebrate it all year. That's if anybody knows me, I say I'm celebrating my birthday all year. And I do. So with that being said, one of the points that I think about is the reason why we joined the Air Force. And at that point, I was in a in a difficult relationship, a difficult marriage, and it was abusive. We had a lot of history. It was time for me to leave, and I had a son. My son is Benesai. He is 35 right now, and I had to find a way out. I had to find a way out. I'm not even going to tell the story. You know why? I'm not even. I was about to go. I was about to do it, but I can't. I can't. I gotta let my Aunt Gloria do it. I do, and we're gonna do it during the party. Yeah, you're gonna see little excerpts of the party. Ooh, it's gonna be something. And everyone who's gonna be there are people who made an impact in my life, and accepted me for me, and were able to adjust with me and to help get the best we could for the mission. Like, we had to adjust to each other. There are some people that's going to be at my job that I had to adjust. I'll never forget the argument I had with me and my girl India. I'm sure that the chief going to talk about that too. I hope that she'll be there. I hope she'll be there. At some point, I would love to have interviews of stories from my colleagues, coworkers, and family members about just situations, about what they know with me or the experiences they had or remember. That would be really funny, because let me tell you something. I don't remember much because I live in the moment, and I don't really hang on the past too much. I don't hang on that. So the things that used to hurt me, they're gone. I don't even remember them anymore because I've created new memories. And that's what I say, create new memories. We're not going to remember the past, but remember right now. And at this point, you need to be recording it because you need it for your babies. Your little babies that's going to be running around here, they need to know who you are. Ratchet, spiritual, whatever. Know what's in your mind, because a lot of us don't know our parents because we didn't get a chance to do a video. I don't know nothing about my daddy at all. Anything I know about him is from somebody else's mouth. That's it. But anyway, number 2, I will say the second impact. The first one was because I had a difficult marriage, and I wanted to find a way to change my life and be independent and raise my son and get away from the marriage. That's what it was. My aunt will tell the story. That's her story. And because she had a whole lot to do with it. I love you, Auntie. And I will say the second one is the opportunity to actually develop another characteristic in yourself. Because you are definitely not the same person when you go home. And that's what I like about being a guard member, because you take off the uniform, you go home, and you got to be yourself. And that is where the challenge of integrity lies. Even in the active duty world, you're 24 hours active duty. Okay, you are under jurisdiction of the United States Air Force. And if they want to, and if the condition is required, you will have penalties from the Air Force, the state, the government, the city, whatever, based on what it is. But you don't want to mess with Uncle Sam. You don't want to mess with him. He'll mess your life up. You just do something stupid. And listen, you can do something stupid a couple times, but if you're trying to monopolize or you're trying to do something deviant, you will be penalized. I will say that. I think I'm going to bleep all of that out for some reason. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Why am I talking about all that? I don't know. I'm just peeling off my head. Okay. So anyway, the second one is, let me think, really make sure that the first one is, building character outside of yourself. Who you are, because you're being trained to become someone else. The way you think, the laws that you live behind, the policies, the procedures, the type of people that you have to work with in order for you to consistently stay on your job. Because if you want 20 years in this organization, you got to do it all kinds. And it really wasn't that bad for me. I know people have had some really bad stories and great stories to tell. I don't have a really big book of great stories. I don't. I have a few stories that made some difference in my life. And I remember people, and I had those pictures. I don't remember the names of the people. I just remember the time that I had when I was in Khobar Towers. So that was an interesting time, my first deployment. It was a lot. But what I realize now is those moments that I made, that I remember in my life, were moments that helped me grow during the time when I was hurt, when I was broken or trying to heal. And those things gave me confidence in myself. The military gave me confidence. It gave me confidence in myself, that the skills that I learned out in the world as a mother, as a student, as a daughter, or just being in my life in the streets, helped me to actually be able to function better in the military. Because listen, as far as I feel like, any organization is like a big gang. You got to be initiated. You have to go through the chain of command, right? That's a gang. The gang learns is about operations, right? You have operations. Everybody has this operational development for their organization, right? So they have to put a system together. And that goes with the gang, that goes with the business, that goes with a family, but it doesn't really happen so much with the family. And that's another thing. When family is chaotic, the military always was the norm. Like when I knew that there was something crazy going on at home or emotional or money wasn't right, I asked myself, how did I make it? Because I learned how to, it was like learning how to work with my job in order for me to work my life, because I needed the military. That's why I re-enlisted. I needed the military in my life. I needed that structure. I needed the money. I needed a way to get my mind off of what was going on at home. I needed a way to kind of like, when you're not thinking about one thing, because you can't think about two things at one time. It doesn't work that way. Dual tasking doesn't work. It's either one or the other. You can't do them both at the same time. So when I'm thinking about work, I'm not thinking about home, and home is just going to happen, right? When I'm at work, I'm not going to leave my job and go home for an emergency. I don't think that's ever happened. Maybe once for my son, I had an emergency. Yes, I did. I think one emergency with my son throughout my whole military career. Maybe something else, but I really can't think of anything. But otherwise, I did have some marital issues. I had some emotional issues. I had financial issues. I had car issues. Listen, we've all had that in the military. Life doesn't change because you're in the military. It's still normal. It still happens. It still happens. Yeah. So it meaning life, and the stinky part of it. So we have to be just aware that life is going to happen. Find some normalcy was the military, and that helped me. And there's so many resources in the military to help you deal with your normal life outside of the military. And I learned those resources because I needed it for myself. It was pretty interesting, and I'm still finding new things on the military installations. New things are developing, and especially with mental health, with families. There's so many different types of programs that are available, especially because of COVID has put a lot of stress on people. And if you haven't had a mental health issue, COVID will probably give you one. You don't even have to get sick. You're going to have a mental health issue because you're watching the news, your anxiety, you're stressed. You know people who have had COVID or have died from COVID. That's how close COVID is to everyone right now. So, yeah, it causes stress. So, and we are living in a generation with a lot of stress. So take care of your mind. Take care of your mind. And I wish I have known that earlier on in my career, but I learned it at a good point. And I remember the first time I went to a mental health counselor, and that was, oh my goodness, probably like 15 years ago. I'm going to say about 15 years ago. And it was on a military installation at Willow Grove. It was a small, little, teeny little office in a little building. I don't think anybody knew about it except for me. Maybe a couple other people, they kept it a secret because no one wants to tell that they have a mental health problem. But I knew that there were people who had mental health problems in the military. You can just tell. You know why? Because I have a mental health problem. And I learned not to judge people and just to watch people and talk to people. They'll tell you. They'll tell you the truth. And I don't judge. But you know what? Shit happens. But get your ass up. I didn't want to say the word, but get your ass up and dust yourself off and keep it moving. Don't give up. And there are moments that I was in the military and I wanted to give up on life. There were moments that plenty of us wanted to give up on life at some point or another, but I had the military to help me with that too. So I have had a great support system mentally, financially, emotionally. A lot of people I've met that I love, that are my family, and they'll always be a part of my life. And even now that we're older and we have more time, I definitely would love to invite all of those that I've invited to my party, because they're pretty intimate people, to my house at any time. I don't mind. Just give me a call. Let me know what's up. If I'm here, I'm here. If I'm not, I'm not. Hit me up, reach out. We'll try to make a connection somehow. I want you to see what I'm doing. God is helping me to help people. And that is what I've learned in the military. All the skills that I've learned in services. People used to talk about services. Oh, they used to talk about us. Oh, you guys are just cooks. Oh my God, you do it mortuary, you do it at dead bodies, and you do it at the hotel. Yep, but you need all those things to exist on this earth. You need your food, you need your sleep, you need some recreation, and you're gonna die. Like, we do all that for you. We do a whole lot. And fitness, recreation, honor guard, kitchen and mortuary, food and mortuary, and other things. Search and recovery. We do all those things. And I would like to hear stories. And everybody's not going to tell stories. And I heard some stories from some of my colleagues about the things that went on in Africa, the things, that went on here during COVID. I mean, we actually were able to utilize our skills. And it was no joke. And it's emotional. And the reason why I'm crying is because I know that my friends and the people that I work with that went to Africa, I know y'all sisters went through something. I know it was not easy. I know it wasn't easy. And it changed you guys, and it made you stronger. And it would be Woodard and Day and Sergeant Gray, my girl Jazz. So I know you guys went through some trying times, and it helped you grow up. And I seen the difference after you came back from training and after you came back from Africa. And I'm so glad that you guys are strong. And you made it, and you have a story to tell, and you're going to be beautiful queens, and it's going to empower you. And I'm sure it has, and I see you growing, and I'm thankful. So many different memories. And I'm going to put them on video. They'll be popping up, I'm sure. But I need to record them. Who knows, I may not remember them later, right? All right, so it's 9 a.m. It is the first day that I am not in the military. Oh my God, I am a retiree from the United States Air Force. Or do I need to get me a t-shirt? I'm going to get me a t-shirt. I got a hat, but I can't fit over top my locks. Oh my God, that's so cool. I could get the hat and the t-shirt and the keychain. Oh my God. 27 years, man. It's a lot of stuff I learned. I learned to be a public speaker. It teaches you to not be shy. You have to, in order to be a leader, you have to be able to speak. You have to be able to be influential. You have to be able to be flexible. You can't take things personally. You have to be a leader. You have to know other people's lives. You have to try to get into people. You have to try to be sociable. Some people ain't gonna like you, but you gotta try to make yourself likable. I'm not a very likable person sometimes, but then people do like me. I just try to be me. I can't be nobody but me, but let people know maybe you think I'm someone else, but I'm not. But this is who I really am. I'm a really caring person. I'll do anything for you if I can. I will. If you good peeps. If you good peeps and I feel good vibes, I will. But listen, I work hard for my money. So yes, I do want to know where your money's going to. Hope it's something positive. I'm not saying exactly. For your family. What is it? Just to put in your pocket for some groceries? What? for some drugs, for some liquor. Like, I want to know. I worked hard for my money. It's like I'm giving my money away because I really don't want you to pay me back if you can't. So it's a donation. So I like to be careful where I donate my money. I work hard for my money. It's energy. Energy. And give my positive energy to somebody's negative thoughts or doings. I've learned better. Very selfish now. I'm sorry. Plus, I'm retired. My income is going down a little bit. So I got to get my hustle on. It's a whole new me about to pop up. My neck looks so skinny. I've lost a lot of weight. And during this time, I have went from, let me see what my phone says. Oh, my phone is up here. But I think it's like I think the heaviest I was like 175. And now I am, yesterday I weighed myself at 159. And that's just eating when I'm hungry. I fast most of the day, and I eat like in the afternoon. I might have a little breakfast sometimes, but drink water. This is what I need to get in me right here, my lemon water. And I love the peace and quiet. The military has taught me how to live amongst people and learn how to be within my head at the same time and look at things very, very differently. I am very on edge. I do have PTSD. It's not very aggressive, but I do have it. I am always on edge. I am a arms carrier. I'm registered. I don't carry, but I'm working on that. Because I trust no one. Outside of these walls, I don't. And that's how I work. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I don't know. Just have to bring it down a little bit, maybe. I think this is a little over the top sometimes. But it's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better. We'll talk about why that happened too. And how that happened. So, I'm just looking out the window. I'm just like, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, family. Thank you, friends. All of those who know me. Know me. I'm going to say thank you. Because I'm a handful to deal with. I know I'm a handful to deal with. I'm very emotional. Sometimes I can be very mean and aggressive. I can say things that might hurt feelings sometimes and not knowing, and I'm sorry. I can be very selfish. My thoughts can be very warped sometimes about people caring about me and how I care about people. But you all know I love you guys, and I love pretty much unconditionally. And those who are close to me, they mean the world to me. And as you get older, you realize it's like I'm not a kid no more. These are not my kid friends. These are my friends I've known since I was a kid, and they're still with me at 55. These are my boos. Like, these are my sisters. Yo, I got my squad. We definitely gonna take a picture. I'm gonna take a picture tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but during the celebration. The celebratory moments, take plenty of pictures. So yeah, this is gonna be fun and exciting, and this is just the beginning of a lot of different events coming up. So I'm just looking at it through my mind as a spider, little teeny spiders walking up my baseboard. So thank you, God. Thank you, friends. Thank you, family. I wish my grandparents were still alive to see this moment. I wish my father was still alive so I can, so I can feel the embrace. I know they're here. I've been talking to them all the time. They talk to me too. And I want to continue to walk in my grandmother, Clara Brahanan, Senegal, shoes as a community leader helping women in transition. And I'm glad to be walking in her shoes. I'm so proud of her and me. And I didn't realize it until I started reading about it. And we'll talk about that too. My grandmother, she did some remarkable things. And now I know how she retired. And it's amazing what she's done. And it's still, the organization is still moving forward, but it has expanded in such a dynamic way. So we'll talk about that once I do more research and pull that together. But I'm so proud of my grandma. I'm so proud to be walking in her shoes. I'm proud that I bought this home for my family. This is for my mother. This is for my aunt. This is for my son. This is for my nieces and nephews. This is for my grands, you know, who will come at some point, and you know, all my seniors who need some help. Like I'm gonna rent it out. I'm gonna give love and, you know, help people in transition to get back out here in this world, or create a world of your own, whatever. Maybe that'll be my logo. Get back into the world, or make a world of your own. Because me, I'm about making a world of my own. I'm not getting back out there. Can't do it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just got a congratulations from my girl Nicole. Thank you. Thanks. So I'm going to end on that note. I feel great. I'm really overwhelmed. I'm very emotional. I'm so excited. And I'm looking forward to this day. So I have a friend. He's going to help me move some of this rental furniture for the event. And looking forward to seeing him. Not going to say much about that. But it's going to be interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. And I love you, Shania. Sincerely, Shania. I'm going to have to edit this. This is long. It's 26 minutes and 52 seconds. What?